guys? Cash Boss back today with another movie review, like you saw my upcoming for my last trailer. So according to my last trailer, we are going to be reviewing today Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the very first classic Disney film that was a real film time length of time that Disney has ever done. It was like around an hour and 20-ish minutes in the film. Back in 1937 was when it was released. So now that we have gone into what we're going to review today, let us move on to my overall rating. Okay, so first of all, my overall rating on this film. So out of 4 stars, 4 being the best of course, I have to give this 3 out of 4 stars. Of course, I wouldn't say this was the most perfect Disney film, even though it was the very first Disney movie ever made. Because before that year of 1937, all the other Disney television pieces that were made were mostly like, Disney shorts, they call them, or there would be like a TV show episode, like around 20 to 30 minutes, and then that would be it. Because this was the hardest project that Disney has ever started on for the first time. Of course, many, like over 15 people in the Walt Disney Studios were like doing this almost for 3 to 5 years, making this film. Because, of course, that was the days before computers, so they all were hand-drawn. It was hand-drawn art that they had to keep on doing page by page, every movement of the same thing. So you can guess what that's like. So that's my overall rate. I give it 3 out of 4 stars, or 75%. That's a pretty good C rate. And now, let's move on to my recommendation and thoughts. So, recommendation and thoughts of the film. So first of all, my recommendation. I'd say I would not highly recommend this one because, it is not the very most popular Disney film out there, but it is the first of the classics that started progressing through the 40s and the 50s. Because it started in 1937. But if you are a Disney fan, then I would recommend you see it. Just for the sake of saying I have seen Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs from 1937, because that was the first Disney movie classic. That was, movie as in movie length of time, because all the others before, like I said before, were pretty much like shorts or like episode length, like with the Mickey Mouse cartoons, or the Mickey shorts they call them now. So yeah, I recommend to see this film because I thought it was very good. I still really enjoy it because I have to say what this film is that it's very charming, you can say. The art was beautifully well done. Like the drawings of the art for the scenery was well done. The dwarf's home, the dwarf mountains, the castle, the forest, and the mines. Oh man, those were beautiful jewels that they were mining for in the mine. And of course we have all these wonderful songs. And by the way, now we're into my thoughts of the film. So I did like the mine, I did like the mountains, I did like the home forest little like cottage area, because it was like I think it was a dwarf cottage. Yeah, I think it was a cottage, not mostly a home. Is what they called it at least. But oh man, I feel kind of like Doc right now because he always does this. So yeah, I'm kind of getting a little bit of thoughts mixed up around a little bit here. Well, anyway, enough of all of that, the scenery and all that stuff. The characters were very creative. I did like how they named these 7 dwarfs very pretty funny names. Of course, there's Doc, there's Happy, there's Sneezy, there's Dopey, there's Grumpy, Bashful, and Sleepy, and I didn't know at first what bashful meant, but bashful was the old term for being shy. And I did like how they made the characters, of course, what they are in their names. Like, Bashful is shy, Sneezy's always sneezing all the time, and, you know, you get the whole idea. And Doc, well, he's not a doctor, but Doc is more like, hey, Doc, and because it's like, he's the leader. And he pretty much is the one who stutters a lot or gets words of things mixed up. Kind of like what I just showed you before. Yeah, that's Doc, all right. So, and I did like Snow White's character. Of course, she was supposed to have the traits of beauty. She was supposed to have the trait of being adventurous, brave, of course, being good, and having just a little like having a sweet singing voice. And because I love the music in the movie too, and if you can hear the music playing in the background right now, that's the theme song, that's like the theme idol for the whole movie, Someday My Prince Will Come. And it's also what they play outside of the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs ride in Fantasyland of Disneyland, California, and in Walt Disney World in Florida. You hear that music play, of course, as you're getting on and off the ride. Because, you know, what's not to love of Disney? And boy, the evil queen, oh, she was just cruel and full of jealousy over Snow White. She would try and stop her and do anything in her power to keep her from winning her beauty over the queen. If you know what I mean. So she, of course, tried to poison her with the apple. Oh, this is a little spoiler, guys, if you haven't seen the film. Spoilers right now. If you don't want to see this part, just skip over the next 20 seconds or so after this right now. Well, of course, the queen just, you know, poisoned Snow White with the apple. Of course, she fell, you know, into the deep, like, sleeping death, she called it. But she wasn't really dead. She was almost like paralyzed or like sleeping like forever. But luckily the prince arrived at the end, of course the happy ending. True love's kiss woken her, they lived happily ever after. Okay, that's the end of the spoiler. Now on to the next part. More thoughts of the film. Of course I liked the music, I liked the songs they did, I liked how it was pretty humorous, I liked the art, and the story was really well done. Yeah, the plot, it was a well-plotted film. And I think I'd have to say that is all my thoughts of the film. So why don't we now get on to the conclusion. Now on to the conclusion, guys. So that's going to be pretty much it for this movie review. This is my first one of doing Disney. So let me know below in the comments, or vote a yes, no, or maybe on the voting poll on your top right of your screens. Just sign into your YouTube or your Gmail or your Google account and then just click on a yes, no, or maybe, because I want to know if I should continue doing movie reviews for Disney. Other than just general movies from like 20th Century Fox or Universal or whatever, or the Marvel Cinematic, you know, all that stuff. So I will see you all next time. That pretty much does it. So pretty much to sum up, 3 out of 4 stars I'd rate it. I do recommend that you see it if you're a Disney fan, because it was the first Disney film length of time movie ever, and my thoughts, it was a very great film. So that is all for today. Cash Vaz out.